Like Stan say, turn up the volume. This ain't your regular show. This ain't left wing or right wing. This ain't black or white. We in another dimension now. Where the Moors unite, where supreme knowledge meets overstanding, where facts get tested and pseudo get exposed live on the air. You got 5 attorneys, bring them 5 scholars, bring them 5 fake internet historians, bring them 2. If Sabir Bey wrong, then come embarrass him publicly. But if he right, you better prepare to unlearn everything they programmed in your mind. Sabir Bey, Sabir Bey, Sabir Bey, born and raised, Sabir Bey, born and raised, South Philadelphia, home of the raw truth, home of the cosmic lectures, home of the debates that shape timelines. This is DJ Derek on the 1s and 2s, showing you where the knowledge lets us groove, where ancient frequencies meet futuristic facts, where consciousness rides baselines through the galaxy. One nation under a groove. Boys, one nation under a groove. So tune in, lock in, tap in to the Sabir Show, where we give you the news, but it's really all about you. Ain't no sleeping in this dimension, only elevation, liberation, revelation. Welcome to the Sabir Bey Show. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn the knowledge up. Roll with it.
All right. What up? Where's everyone tuning in from? I see my brother from the UK in the building. UK, what up? So, where's everybody tuning in from? I'm going to do something today. I see everybody coming in on TikTok, so please, people that's on TikTok, please share this out on TikTok. My brother Ty's in the UK in the building. What's up, family? So I'm going to give a shout out to a couple people before we start. So shout out to my brother Flash Flood, my comedian brother Flash Flood. And I had a conversation with my brother Flash Flood, and he was like, he said, "You be making my head hurt, Sabir." He said, "You makes my head hurt." He said, "How do you hold all of this craziness in your head? How do you hold it in your head?" I was like, I don't know. So shout out to my brother Flash Flood. I'm going to give a shout out to my sister-in-law, Peanut Robin, Philadelphia. I'm Philly, babe. And she was, we were just I just got off the phone with her talking about my son. And she said, I can tell sometimes when you're talking about your son, what happens. And I cry. I'm a grown-ass man. I cry because I lost my son. And you would cry, too, if you don't have your son with you anymore. I don't know about some of you guys, but I'm close to my children. And when my son got killed, we was having this conversation about me breaking down. Even when I'm live, I cry about my son. My son was 22 years old when he left me. 22 when he left me. And I never stopped this mission. I never stopped doing what I'm doing for people. Again, man, it's a hurt piece. And I don't think people appreciate what I do and what I'm saying. And my brother Flash Flood said something to me. That's my son when he was 3. That's my son Amir when he was 3. He was 22 years old when he got killed. He was shot. And I was talking to my sister-in-law about my son. And she was like, man, I remember the night it happened. You can laugh at certain things, but I say this all the time. When someone passes, they say the devil planned and the law plan. Only Allah knows. Only Allah knows. And I don't think a lot of people would go through. Most people go on drugs. Most people close themselves off from the world. But you got to keep pushing. And I said, this is my therapy. This is my therapy. And I sacrificed a lot to be giving people information. And you don't get that same energy back from people. That's not what I get back from y'all. So shout out to my sister Peanut, Robin. Shout out to my brother Flash Flood also. He said, you worth so much, brother. And the people that come on this beat every day don't understand that. So people, respect it. If you don't like it, don't ever come to this feed again a day in your life. So also now, if you want to support this mission and support what I'm doing, people, please go and support it. So what I'm doing, I was put on a challenge. I literally was put on a challenge. And the challenge is, could you do a dissertation live? This was somebody asked me. They asked me this question. Is an elder that hit me up on my DM, and he asked me, could you do a live dissertation? And I said, let me see. I said, what would it be about? What would my dissertation be about? Now, I don't know if y'all know about these things, but hurry up and share them out. So I said, what would it be about? He said, it could be about slavery. It could be about the Moors. And I said, what can I conjure up to make this work? And I'm going to give y'all just a little bit. So shout out to my brother Percy and shout out to my brother Jarrell, because I was on the phone with both of them at 2 o'clock in the morning, I think. 2 o'clock in the morning. And we going back and forth. You know, how will we make this work? And how can I take the transcript from my StreamYards and put them into a letter? So I'm going to work on something, y'all. So remember what I'm saying to you. Hope y'all hear what I'm saying. So everything that I'm doing on here, they're going to be transcripts that I can put together. And I said, how would I do this dissertation? Now, I don't know if y'all know what that means. You got to sit in front of a board of people, like 3 to 5 people, and you have to present your research. You have to present your research. So I'm on the phone with, on the Instagram, rather. I keep saying the phone, but Instagram, and I'm going back and forth with the elder. And he said, Sabir, you can do a video dissertation. I don't know if y'all know that or not. You can look it up. You can literally look up and do a video dissertation, right? So it has, I think it's 3 to 5 people. I think it's 3 to 5 people in the universities. And I said, really? I said, well, I think I'm going to do that live. But he wanted to challenge me. And I'm going to see if I can do it. If y'all want to join the feed, come on. So it's going to be fun. I'm going to see if I can put this together. So remember, you have to deal with facts and research. Research. So in person, I was having this conversation about, everybody keeps saying this is Morocco. America is Morocco. That'd be a hard one to sell somebody if you really sat in front of a panel of people and somebody who traveled the world knows this information. So I don't know where these Moors get this information from, but I'm going to tell you, I've seen some things, and believe me, if I was a person that wanted to go into that institution, they're going to watch my videos, critique my videos, and research everything that I'm saying. So with that being said, the link is up. Let's start the show. Get out your feelings, remove your feelings, and let's see if I can do this dissertation on before 1490. Somebody go get Nicole Hannah Jones. Someone go get Nicole Hannah Jones that did the 1619 project. Hashtag her. Okay? Hashtag Nicole Hannah Jones, who did the 1619 project. I'll be right back. Let's go. Turn up the volume, as Stan says. Let's turn up the volume. Let's go. I'm gonna see if I can do this dissertation. And I know they watching. Somebody from a university.
107.
Somebody from a university watching, and a lot of you Moors, you better have your facts together. Okay?
Slavery, slavery, that is not our culture. Slavery, slavery, erase what they taught ya. Never can your history begin when they telling you Jamestown, Virginia, this is what they telling you. 1619 white people are selling you. The only thing you did was increase their revenues. These are all lies. You gotta remember you. Get yourself a pen and pad. Write down what I'm telling you. First, you're not a sinner. Really, you're a winner. But a racist only sees you serving them dinner. So they try to make your huge history thinner. Starting your history in Jamestown, Virginia, 1619, and calling you nigger. Them Dutch masters, that's why I don't smoke their cigars. But the devil's a fibber. And
how many black people you know smoke Dutch cigars? The Dutch been smoking ninjas since 1492. The Dutch been smoking ninjas since 1492. I don't even smoke Dutch cigars, but you better pay attention.
in Jamestown, Virginia, 1619, and calling you nigger. Them Dutch masters, that's why I don't smoke their cigars. But the devil's a fibber. In 1619, there was no slavery in Jamestown, Virginia. For one, Virginia wouldn't give statutory recognition of slavery to 1661. So slavery, slavery, that is not our culture. Slavery, slavery, erase what they taught ya. Slavery, slavery, that is not our culture. Slavery, slavery, erase what they taught ya. Word, tell me this, how can the first Africans be slaves in Virginia when slavery didn't exist? The long answer, you can say. The short answer is, this is how they want us all to behave. Like slaves in caves, killing each other. Homicide for the sister, suicide for the brother. But the real black history is a history you can feel. Black history includes the making of the wheel. Black history begins agriculture, which begins Egyptian, Greek, and Roman culture. We were known for sculpture. Don't tell me about slaves or Slavs, Eastern Europeans looking for jobs. They were caught by the Vikings and worked for free, then sold to any buyer off the Caspian Sea. So don't tell me about slavery and try to diminish. Let's talk about Nanny Maroon beating the British. So slavery, slavery, that is not our culture. Slavery, slavery, erase what they taught ya. Slavery, slavery, that is not our culture. Slavery, slavery, erase what they taught ya. Listen, every time they talking about black history, we gotta start with some slaves living in black misery. This is not our history, but some of us don't know yet. They don't know about the Kushites, ain't heard about the Olmecs. Our true history has not even been told yet. This that knowledge of yourself you need to go get. Black history begins the whole human family. The black queen mother gave birth to all humanity. This the first God, this is where you come from. But now that you've been educated, this is who you run from. Yo, the Irish were slaves, the English were slaves, the Russians, Hungarians, Armenians were slaves, the Greeks, the Italians, the Polish were slaves, Native America and India was enslaved. So how does slavery only apply to the African? This is what they want you to be. Just
Bring it Moorish again.
bring it black again. Slavery, slavery, that is not our culture. Slavery, slavery, erase what they taught ya. Slavery, slavery, that is not our culture. Slavery, slavery, erase what they taught ya.
So listen, if you're on his feet right now, everybody should support right now. Because trust me, it's going to be fun. So don't wait until a person gets into a certain position. Now, I choose not to do certain things. I, Sabir Bey, choose not to. So if you from a university, not you fake wannabe YouTube scholars, because you got fake YouTube scholars on social media. All these cats from Sinetta and them squad always trying to be scholars on social media. They don't have no facts. And some of these Moors too. You're going to have to do some deep research. So this brother, this elder, he's challenging me to do a live dissertation. So we're going to have some fun. We have fun. So I'm going to see if I can work it out. So if y'all want to jump into the cipher with me, y'all definitely can jump in the cipher with me. If you and your feelings about me, you don't like what I'm saying, just leave the feed. It's okay to leave. But if you should really support. Okay, so let me explain something to y'all. Again, there was an elder that DM'd me that asked me to do a live dissertation. And maybe I need to go that route because I don't get no love and support from people that's on this feed. You never ask Sabir, are you okay? Are you fine? What you need, brother? Again, shout out to my brother Flash Flood. Because Flash Flood said, you make my head hurt, Sabir. He said, you makes my head hurt. How do you hold all these things in your head? So I'm going to run some things down to y'all. Let me see if I do a good job. So I'm taking my time because I pay for StreamYard, right? So StreamYard has these things that you can make little clips. And I'm going to take the transcripts and convert them over and put them in writing format. So as I'm on the phone with the elder, you know, not the phone, Instagram, and we're talking. And he said, I watched your videos for a long time. I told y'all, people be watching. I don't even know who this dude is, like real rap. He was just like, he hit me and said, I love your work. I said, thank you. And he said, well, can I ask you a question? He said, could you do me a favor? He said, could you do a live dissertation? And I said, what do you mean? Like, what it will be on? What do you want me to talk about? How, you know, we're going back and forth. And I was in the middle of looking up Frederick Douglass as he hit me on my DM. And Frederick Douglass, that's what led me to it, because I was reading a book on Frederick Douglass, actually recruiting Negroes. That's what he called it. Frederick Douglass recruited Negroes in the Union Army. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but Umar Johnson didn't tell people that. Yeah. Look it up. Frederick Douglass helped recruit what you would call black people in the Union. But you never will hear Umar Johnson talk about that. So, as I'm on the Instagram with the brother, we going back and forth. He said, Sabir, you know you can do an audio on it, a video on it. I said, really? So I had to look it up. Give me 1 second. I'm going to read it to y'all. Y'all ready? I'm going to read y'all dissertations. Okay, just give me 1 second. And shout out to my brother Jeff Ford, because he told me all my books and my information are dissertations. So let me read to you real quick how this works. Here's the video. Yes, you can absolutely do an online video dissertation. Many modern universities permit multimodal practice-based dissertations where the final product is a film or documentary, right? So yes, you can do it online, right? So the wild part was, oh, this is crazy. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm just going to show y'all this a little bit. And any of those Moors that y'all be watching, because you must think I'm one of them. I'm not one of those Moors, but just bear with me. Your dissertation is a committee of 3 to 5 faculty members. I'm showing y'all so y'all won't think I'm making this up. So the elder's telling me how to do that, right? So y'all focus on Frederick Douglass, and I ain't even saying nothing about Frederick Douglass. I just said stay focused on what I'm saying. That's the problem with y'all. So they review your writing, your document, and test you on oral examination, where you defend your research. You got to defend your research. Do you think that these people you watch on social media can defend their research? Watch this. Let's go forward. How long does it take? Writing dissertation typically takes 6 to 18 months. So I got over 6 to 18 months of research. Is it registering your head yet? A dissertation takes 6 to 18 months of focused drafting, right? Revisiting. Total time. By degree level, undergrad, bachelor's, is 8,000 to 12,000 words. You can expect the entire process planning, researching, and writing to take 3 to 6 months, often squeeze into the final year. Do you think I have that? Y'all think I have that? I told Percy on the phone, I said, Percy, I already got all that. So listen to me. Your master's is 15,000 to 25,000 words because the deeper lecture review mythology total time is 6 to 12 months. Do y'all think I have this information? By the end of this video, you're going to see what I'm talking about, right? So I'm competent and I'm not qualified. I'm very competent. So let me see if I can do a dissertation. Like I asked them, pick your poison. What subject would you like to have me have a conversation on? See, a lot of these Moors be making these things up online, and they be making all kinds of stuff up online. But brother, this is Morocco. Where's your proof that this is Morocco? Did you go overseas and did you sit in some of these museums? So just bear with me. I'm gonna write some stuff down for y'all. Okay, so just bear with me. I'm gonna show you universities that I've been in. Give me 1 second. Not just here. I'm gonna give you names, and I guarantee y'all never heard these universities before. Number one of them is Barcelona University. Number one is Barcelona University. What that one says right there? Should I blow it up? One. Let me give you another one. Y'all probably never saw these universities before, but let me give you another university. Don't get mad, people. That's another one I was in. 2. 3. And it's a lot of history of the Moors inside here too. So let me explain something to y'all. See, the University of Dewan. If you go look up Dewan, and I can type it in for y'all so y'all can look it up to find out exactly where these places are at. But if a person went to these particular places, and I was in Barcelona University, so what they would look for in here is where did you get your information from? How many books did you read? Where's your sources at? None of these Moors can pull up any of those things. That's just a fact. Well, brother, we're going to get it over here. No, brother. It's deeper than that. So let me give you an example. I'm going to pull up another one. This is why I said you're going to miss me when I'm gone, because somebody's watching. They don't even know about this one right here. I'm going to show you my proof, okay? This is called the Archives of the Indies. Most of y'all don't even know what's inside that building. You know, inside this building, it's a lot of information that's inside this building. Percy was there with me. Karen was there with me. But again, it's black people that have a problem. Instead of saying, yo, bro, let's find out what Sabir Bey knows, B. I guarantee you, y'all never even knew about that building right here. Y'all never knew about that building. Never saw it before. So when someone's, and I'm not even trying to go be a part of them. I'm going to be real with you. I'm not. Nope. I'm not trying to be a part of their system. But I do know the history. And it was way before 1619. Way before 1619. And inside this particular building, there is a lot of pictures, maps, the whole 9 yards in there. It's called the Archives of the Indies. So what does the Indies have to do with over here? I mean, what Spain got to do with over here? Because Spain and Portugal was part of slavery. Portugal kicked it off over here. Portugal did. So they will pay that sister that did the 1619 project $50,000. $50,000. But nobody's really sitting in the room with their sister and say, well, sister, what happened before 1619? Who was the people? And the reason why you're not going to have her speak on that is because if you go before the 1500s, they were Muslims. This is just a fact. They were Muslims. That's a fact. That's a fact. They were Muslims. So I said, well, maybe that's why all of these people are Christians. They're Christians. So they're not going to talk about it. If you ever read, I have the 1619 Project. Oh, I have it. And it's garbage, big. It's a poetry book. Oh, Sabir, why are you calling her book garbage? Because it's nothing in there. It's a poetry book. If you really read it, our history, it didn't start in 1619. 1619. He said, late to class. If this class, brother, can everybody drop me $150 if this is class? Because I charge for classes, brother Flash Flood. That's my brother Flash Flood right there. He said, he was telling me that, he said, you be hurting my head. How do you hold so much in your head? That's him. But if people are claiming this to be a class, you can drop me $150 or $200 if this is class, because you know I charge for an hour of class. So drop it now, not next week. Everybody, I got you next week, brother, when I get paid. I'm not waiting until next week. So listen to what I'm saying. Listen closely. When you do this, people, it costs so much money to do what I'm doing. It takes away. My brother Flash Flood said he has to work, right? This is my work. This is my job. This is what I do. So I'm doing what y'all can't do, if that makes sense. But what y'all can do is support the people that's doing it, if that makes sense. So the key to this, I can go to them, no doubt. I can go to them. So when I was here at this place, and I bet you this is going to fall on deaf ears with everybody on this feed. So this is the Archives of the Indies. That's the Archives. That's in Spain. That's Seville, Spain, right? So the brother put me up to the challenge. So I'm a, I hope I'm doing good, brother. So he put me up to the challenge and say, could you do a live dissertation? Let's see. So that's the Archives of the Indies. And this is the book I had with me. Now, when you're doing this, you have to have primary sources and secondary sources. What is the primary sources? You have to be there in the physical. The secondary sources would be something like this. Not online, people. What books have you read? I read the 1619 Project. Oh, it's crazy, dude. There's nothing in there. She got Langston Hughes poetry in there, but nothing about Langston Hughes in Spain. Let me say this again. She has Langston Hughes poetry inside there, but nothing about Langston Hughes. Let me help y'all out. Now, I went to a museum when I was in Madrid. In Langston Hughes articles, which y'all probably don't know about. Let me pull them up. That's Langston Hughes' article right there. In Langston Hughes' news article, he said Hughes found Moors being used as pawns in fascist Spain. How many of y'all saw that before? You think that was in the 1619 Project? Y'all think that's in the 1619 Project? That was in 1937. How many of you heard of that? Moors used as pawns. This is a newspaper in the United States, the first Afro-American newspaper. So when you're doing research, people, they're going to ask you, where is your research at? This one over here says, will Spain once more fall before the same Moorish tribes, not tribes that conquered her in 711? So what the 1619 Project gives you is only 1619. But what happened before 1619? I would like to talk to that sister Hannah. What happened before that? Who was those people before that? Are we good so far, people? So imagine me getting questioned by a faculty or whatever you call these people. Imagine. And they say, where's your sources at? Let's go to Yale. Let's pull up Yale for 1 second. So Yale actually has Langston Hughes stuff there. Here you go. You want to see it? Oh my God. So Yale literally has Langston Hughes article at Yale University. Hughes found Moors being used as pawns in fascist Spain. Afro-American. Y'all get it yet? And you're putting two and two together yet? So why is this not in Howard University? Where is it at in Howard University? So it's something that is going on. So I went on the journey to find out why. And it would probably be one of these universities that reach out to me and say, okay, it will probably be one of them, but it ain't gonna be these black folks. So if you're sitting in front of a panel of 3 to 5 people and they're questioning you on your research, it's not a Moor that's on these platforms that's actually show y'all their research, their facts. None of these Moors. So you can pick any of them. You're arrogant. No, I'm just telling you what it is. So when you read certain books and then you go to the particular places, that's called the destruction of the Indies. It also tells you about the downfall of the Moors right there. It's all connected to one. It is all connected to one. So let me see if I can move a little further, okay? Is everybody all right? If somebody's confused, just let me know. So he wants to challenge me on this, right? There's a statues in that inside this particular building in Spain, in Seville, that is, and it shows you what the indigenous people look like. It's amazing, bro. Oh my gosh, you see the pictures, you be like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's crazy. So when I was in Seville, not once, not twice, but I've been there a couple of times, people, over 5 or 6 or 7 times. And I'm here delivering this to you. Okay? That's the Archives of the Indies. This is on the inside of the Archives of the Indies. So there's a definite connection between Africa and America. There's definitely a connection. That's me inside the Archives of the Indies. It's so much. The connections is so real. But let me show you something else that's crazy as heck inside here. And you probably, I guarantee you, none of y'all saw this before. Look at this. This is on the walls. Y'all see this? Lisbon, Seville. This is a map. What that say? 1492, not 1619, 1492. Is it registered in your heads yet? The islands, Christopher Colon. Who saw this map before? Come on, y'all, talk to me. Who saw that map? I guarantee you ain't never seen that map before. That's in the archives. So I'm sitting here and I said, okay, let me take a picture. And I have videos on all of this. All of this. I just don't have the finances to put it together. So hopefully we can make that work, okay? So when I was there, I had this book with me too. So I have 2 of these books. This is called The Master and Slave. This is called The Master and Slave. I have 2 of them. Master and Slave. Give me 1 second. I'm walking you through how this works because they're going to ask you, where's your research at? Give me 1 second. 1956. Now, if you're from Brazil, you know exactly what book this is. You know exactly what book this is. 1956. Two of them. So now, when you take this trip before 1619, you understand the history. So, if you studied Portugal and you went to Portugal and you know about Cape Verde, how many people know about Cape Verde? Raise your hand. It's okay, y'all. How many people know about Cape Verde? Where we at? Cape Verde. Anybody? You do know that's where they took the slaves at, right? How many people know Cape Verde? Nobody? Cape Verde? Oh, but you know about slavery, right? But they tell you about Goree Island and the door of no return. We're going to go to the door of no return. I'm going to tell you, here you go, right here. Let's see how well y'all know history without going. You be trying to go online and try to figure this thing out. No, I'm going to help y'all out. This is Cape Verde right there. This is a central cultural Cabo Verde. So it's called Cape Verde. So this is the place that they would take you before they broke you to bring you into the United States. Do your research, B. Do your research. I told you, black folks don't want the truth. Y'all want, well, brother, they owe us reparations. They owe us reparations, brother. That's all I'm going to tell you. They owe us reparations. They owe us reparations. They owe us reparations. Yes, they do. Really, they do. They owe black people reparations. They don't owe black people reparations, big. Not at all. So for y'all that just coming into the feed, um, for y'all that just coming in, this elder hit me up on my Instagram and asked me, could I do a live dissertation? So this is my video dissertation, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. So what is that? You have to present your facts and your research. Your research, where you went, how did you come up with this? And I can show you everything that I'm coming up with facts. So don't try to test me. I just choose not to go on that side. It's so easy for me to go over there though, but I choose not to. You think you're better than somebody? No, I'm not. I'm just a regular dude from South Philadelphia that traveled, not for vacation. So let's go. That's in Portugal. You can look that place up. It's called Central Cabo Verde, which is y'all call today Cape Verde. So when I was in this building, I was talking to the ladies that was in there, and they showed me a lot of pictures inside there. A lot of pictures inside there. And guess what they look like? It was us. So I don't know what makes people think that Africans look one way. I really don't know what makes people think Africans look one way. But that's called Central Cabo Verde, right? So once you put this puzzle together and you start seeing that they were not black people that they brought here, they were Moors that they brought here. And the reason why you're not going to have this type of conversation from Nicole Hannah Jones is because they're Christians. We were beaten into Christianity, and that's the reality. I know some people don't want to admit that, but yes, you were beaten into Christianity, no doubt. But this is the books that I took with me to do my research. Okay, so let's move forward. Let's go a little further into slavery. If you go here, If you go here in Portugal, which y'all may not know because it wasn't ran by them, it was really the Moors that was there. So this bear with me 1 second, okay? I have some other stuff I want to pull up, but this is called the Seven Castles. If you pay attention to what I'm pointing to, I'm pointing to a Moorish head. How many people on these feeds from X to TikTok knows about the Seven Castles? Raise your hand if y'all have. How many of y'all know about the Seven Castles? You see how the mouths get quiet? You see how people get quiet? I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to sound stupid because I didn't find it online, Sabir. Hold up. 45.69. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 minute. Somebody send it up to Nicole Hannah Smith. Let's talk with her too. So those are the Seven Castles. Now, if you go online, you may can find something out on that. So I'm pointing to the Moorish head right there. If a person did their research, they will find the Seven Castles. I've been to 4 of these castles, 4 of them. Let me pull one up. Seven castles, right? And if you did your research, you will find what I'm finding out. This is one of them. So you have to find out what happened over there before you can find out what happened over here. Before what happened over here, you got to go there. So if a person did their research, they would do something like this. Okay, silvers. How many people heard about silvers? Oops. Let's go. It wasn't black people, bro. They were Moors. You became black later. The Moorish presence in silvers in 711 to 1248. Oh my good God. Looky here. Let's see if we can go to some images and see where Sabir was standing at. Oh, you thought they was somebody else? But this right here, that's in Seville right there. This is Cordoba right there. This is Seville right here. I can tell you all these images. So how many of y'all knew that on his feed? See, this is what they teach in school. This is why the Europeans are always ahead of y'all, because you got the 1619 project syndrome. So when I was in Silvers, right? When I was in Silvers, I got a couple of these books. You see it says Morocco. That's Portuguese. That's Portuguese. Okay? So if somebody was to question me about my research, ooh, I got a lot of research, babe. So this is the dissertation. You see that Moorish architecture? Oh, they just tell you about the 16. Brother, we were slaves. It was 1619, brother. It was slaves. 1619. Nope. So I told the elder, I have years of going back and forth in these places. Years. In facts, I have so much like videos and footages of all of this. So this is the Moorish in presence, the presence in Seville. I mean, in Silvers. This is I meant to say Seville. What the hell? Wrong one. That's Seville. Let me get Silvers up here real fast. Give me 1 second. I forgot to put Silver. That's Seville. And you got to be careful about what they're doing online too. 1 second. Now, let's go to Silvers. Not Seville, Silvers. 1 second. So this is in Silvers. The Moorish capital in southern part of what? Let's go to the images and we can pull up the images. 1 second. This is the images. I walked all the way through here. This right here is not Silvers. This is actually up at the Moorish Castelos dos Moros. This is Silvers. So give me 1 second. I want y'all to see the research. Okay, give me 1 minute. Let's pull this down. Is everybody all right? Let's see. This is what it looks like when you go there. You see? The Moorish occupation. They don't teach you this, bro. Why would they teach you all this over here? You want to test my dissertation? Let's go. I walked all up and down here. All up and down here, I was walking. And you have to go to literally like feel the energy. When you go, you feel that energy. They can never tell you. And they built a church on top of a mosque. There's literally a church on top of a mosque. Yeah, it's a church built on top of it. So I'm going to go back to point out Silvers again. Is everybody okay? So go look it up and you'll see the history. So they were black people they got from Africa. They got Moors from these places. They were Moors. Okay? So let's go a little further into the history. I'm going to be bouncing back and forth from Portugal to Spain. Now, when you go to Portugal, this is the history they don't teach you. How many people ever heard of this book before? The Portuguese came and cut off the head of the Moors. What? How many people knew about that? Y'all don't even know where that concept come from with football. Y'all don't know where that come from? Because that's not football. Football is with your foot. Did y'all know that the Portuguese came and cut the head off of the Moors? Let's go down a little further. The captain ordered the head of the Moors and his shield. But guess who was the one that was killing off the Moors? Gerardo Simpavor. Let's figure out who this man is. Let's find out who Gerardo is. Let's go. I told you started in Portugal and Spain. How many people know about him? In the 12th century, Portuguese warrior, folk hero. Ooh. In Alvara, I was there too. I went here, and I'm going to show you where I went. This is a park, right? That I was trying to get to. Karen and I was trying to get up to this park, but if you got to this park, there is no lights up there, and the taxi driver didn't want to go up there. It was at nighttime. I'm gonna show it to you. So you see him holding the head of the Moor and the sister underneath his feet. Oh, come on, B. Is it clicking yet? Let me show you. Is it clicking yet? Oh, it's in here. But I was there too. So they're not going to tell you anything before 1619. Because if you go before 1619, you're going to find that these people were Moors, not black people. So you go get me one of your scholars and let's sit down and have a talk. If I can talk to board members in the university, 3 to 5 board members, because that's what he said, you sit in front of a board of 3 to 5 people when you're doing a dissertation, and they want to know where's your research at. So I'm showing you the research. Portuguese in West Africa. This is my beat up version. Same book. One just doesn't have the front on it. One stays home and one travels with me. Stay home, travel with me. So as I'm here, I said, wow. And I wanted to go up to this park. Let me prove my point. Are y'all ready? Okay, so let's go to Elvira. Let's go ahead for a second. Let's point out me being there. This is Elvira. This is the place that I went at nighttime when I was in Portugal. And my driver didn't want to go up here because he said there's no lights up there where that statue at. You can look this up, and I'm going to type it in the chat box. Give me 1 second. I'm going to put it in the chat box. Okay? Go online and make me out of a liar where I'm sitting at. Right? This is what Carter G. Woodson said. This is too much painstaking research. Too much painstaking research. But let me see. You ready? I'm gonna walk y'all through the history. Okay, this is again. I'm making a connection. That's me sitting outside. Let me give you the plaque. Give me 1 second. I took a picture of the ground when I was there. As I was walking around at nighttime, I took a picture of the ground. All of this, they were Moors, not black people. That was me walking. 1536 to 2016. But when you do the research, it starts to make a lot of sense. Let's see if we can find that one. Let's pull up Elvira in the history of the Moors. Oops. A rich history deeply intertwined with the Moors conquered by the Arabs. But what Arabs? Nah, stop. You see how they put their spin on everything? Oh, you see they put the spin? Look, I was walking around here at nighttime. Karen and I was walking around. Y'all don't know the history of Elvira? And then it goes and talks about Gerardo right here again. Bam. So, they had to destroy and erase everything pertaining to the Moors. Is it making sense? The legendary surprise attack. Oh, anybody's confused yet? How does work? So they had to take over the Moors and call them black people. So you're black now. I'm a black man, brother, because I went to Howard University, but Howard University is not even teaching this. Now you may have to go to Yale or Harvard, one of those schools to figure out this. Oh, you got to go to one of those schools to find out what really took place. So what Arabs were they talking about? Give me 1 second. What Arabs were they talking about? These Arabs? Were these the Arabs they were referring to? So remember I told you primary sources, secondary sources. There were also Arabs in Al-Andalus in the southern part of Spain. The Arabs of Al-Andalus was the first to be enslaved and taken to America after the defeat in 1492. So where's all y'all sources at? If you want to come at me, please come with some sources, okay? Give me your research, because I'm giving you mine. Where's the research at? So you want to know why where we at right now? It's because of your black scholars. They're not telling you this. Y'all getting it? Okay, let's go back. But you believe the 1619 project, as if the history started in 1619. No, 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 no. Before 1619. Okay? This is why you don't hear nothing about Langston Hughes' news article. But Langston Hughes' article is sitting in Yale University. It is sitting in Yale. The Portuguese came and cut off the head of the Moors. This is, which when I was in London, they told me I should go to Cambridge and Oxford. They said if I stayed in London, I wouldn't have to worry about nothing. They would house me and all of that. When I was in Tunis, in Morocco, they said the same thing. The only people don't care is black people that say this keep crying about reparations, and you keep bringing the same people on these shows that making y'all feel good and make you feel like you're a victim. But in reality, everybody went through slavery. Everybody went through slavery. If somebody was to teach, if I sat with that sister from the 1619 project, do you know that you can look this up? Those slaves that came in was called indentured servants. I don't know if y'all know that or not. Did she tell you that in the 1619 project? That they were indentured servants that came? Look it up online. Y'all like to go to Google, right? Look it up online. They made it say you went through all of it. No, they took your whole nationality from you. Y'all still crying. This is why this news article is not inside Howard University or Morehouse University, because not even inside the 1619 project. Hughes found Moors being used as pawns in fascist Spain. That was in 1937. 1937. So once you start putting this together, and they challenge you on your research, because anybody can challenge me on my research, and believe me, I'm gonna come out with flying colors, bro, because I know the history. I was there. Okay, let's move forward. Everything I'm showing you, please do your research on it. Do your research, because once you get this, you don't have to hate nobody. All you got to challenge your professors in the universities, man. That's what you do. Challenge them. Okay. And I do have the 1619 project book, y'all. All right. So, again, this is Gerardo Sem Pavor. I was not too far from here. Now, if I was with some brothers, we would have hiked it up there, man. I didn't want to take Karen up there, but the cab driver didn't even want to go up there. And there's no lights up here. no lights up this area. No lights. So he was the one that was cutting the heads of the Moors off. And you see, that's not a European, right? Oh, well, the Moors were these people, brother. The Moors were those people. No, that was us. This is Sabir Bey's dissertation. Okay? So, when you go to Portugal, you'll understand the history. But they keep y'all away from it because you might start asking questions like Sabir, like here. Castelos dos Moros. The Moorish Castle. So listen, I'm going to take a quick intermission. I'm going to put my banner up here just in case somebody want to bless me with Cash App, PayPal, Apple Pay, whatever y'all want to support. But I'll be right back with the rest of this dissertation. Okay, so bless. Okay, give me 1 minute.
Battery full.
Let's go.
iPad 107.
I'll be back.
Killing them. You killing them. Where were you? I want to talk about these rap historians. Y'all better get it together. Where were you? I be reading your books. Where were you? Y'all better get it together. Word up. When Hot 97 started, I was there. When Rap City got started, I was there. When K-Day got started, I was there. When Jive Records got started, I was there. When Yo MTV Rap started, I was there. When the Source magazine started, I was there. When Sedgwick and Cedar started, I was there. When Biggie was doing his album, I was there. When Tookie Williams was buried, I was there. 73 Cedar Park, I was there. 123 Park, I was there. You ain't telling me the history, cause I was there. I was there. And where were you? Where were you? And where were you? Where were you? And where were you? Where were you? Where were you? When Mo D challenged LL, I was there. When that bus blew up in London, I was there. When Death Row challenged Bad Boy at the Source Awards in New York at the Garden, yep, I was there. When Kwame Ture, formerly known as Stokely Carmichael, was passing on, I was there. When Nelson Mandela was freed from prison and spoke out at Yankee Stadium in New York, I was there. For all the birth of my children, I was there. When the Rodney King uprisings happened, I was there. These objective rap historians trying to document hip-hop from outside, forget it, I was there. I was there. And where were you? Where were you? And where were you? Where were you? And where were you?
Oh my gosh, man. You get text messages all day long, though. So listen, I got stuff I gotta do. I gotta run some books off. So I need a couple of hundred. Can I get like 400 or 500 from somebody on here? I really do. Like not next week, like now. Because I got stuff to do. You be having children calling you about eating and food. I got stuff to do, people. So please, y'all can support what I'm doing, because this is the thing. I need y'all to hear me out for a second. Real rap. And I know this is falling on a lot of deaf ears because it's not you. This is the job, people, and this is what I do. It's easy for me, and I'm thinking about it, how I'm going to set this up to actually go be a part of their establishment, because if you depend on Black people, you be done. So I can't compromise, man. Is it a compromise? Is that a compromise if I do that? No, it's not. It's just that your own people don't look out for you. So you'll throw hundreds of thousands of dollars at cats that don't tell you anything. So again, people, please support what I'm doing. And I keep asking y'all over and over and over again, not next week. Okay, today. So let's get back to the dissertation. So again, this was a challenge from an elder that wanted to challenge me. Okay, brother, I don't need cheerleaders, brother Tyrone. Stop cheerleading, tell my careless one. Just chill, brother. Just support what I'm doing. I'll keep crying out to you, I'm telling you, without begging y'all too much. Okay, just chill. Okay, Told you about the hypocrites in the Holy Quran. And let me tell you something else about this, because there are people who's literally watching this video in certain positions, and they are looking and saying, okay, their own people don't support. So don't think that people support this show, because they truly don't. One thing that Kevin Hart was saying, he talked about advertisement and sponsorship. So I can't even hate on my brother Kevin Hart. But people make a living by tearing other people down, like Leon Honors, Lennon Honors. You don't hear me tearing my people down. I just tell the truth. So he made a living off of talking about Umar Johnson, even though Umar Johnson is doing stuff that's wrong. Even though Tariq Nasheed is doing stuff wrong, but he can raise $200 something thousand for a documentary. Ain't that kind of crazy? So when I'm presenting things to you people, all I ask people to do is support the show, support what I'm doing, to take some of the load off of me, bro. Take some of the load off. You know what I mean? Sheesh. So help out. So let's move forward in my dissertation. Okay. So am I good so far? I did an hour so far. So when you start putting all this stuff together, and I got books on top of books on top of books on top of books to present all this stuff to people. Let me show you something else. Like things like this, what I just saw. Everybody goes before the 1500s. And you see how this stuff still falls on deaf ears on everybody on this platform. And let me make this clear for a lot of y'all people. If someone donated to this show and supported the show, I'm going to let y'all know if they did or didn't. I'm not one of these cats that have to lie. Okay? So this is I guess this was their dissertation. And guess where was it at? Yale University. Spanish and Portuguese. Look, 1492 to 1619. So your scholars are not going to show y'all this right there. So what happened around 1492? Everything kicked off around 1492. Your history did not start in 1619, B. Not 1619. No, it did not. And I've studied people. I studied people thoroughly. And those people that y'all are watching, they will pay them so much money to keep this lie going. I, Sabir Bey, don't compromise. Let me give you an example. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Whole night to sound that boring, so I'm gonna ask again.
That's the Sister
Good evening.
Project. Listen up.
So first, I want to thank once again Richard, Rob, and the entire board of the DC Public Library Foundation. Ramunda Young, who's out there selling books. Ramunda from Mahogany Books, as you know. She's the one who actually texted me to set up the conversation with the DC Library. And Rob is absolutely right. I didn't need to hear much at all before I said yes, when, and how. I also want to thank the Pulitzer Center and on the board of the Brooklyn, our DC public school students. And so I'm a strong public school supporter, and it shows all the hard work of the educators who work every day to educate our students.
Wow.
No shade on the non-public school students, but my heart is with the public schools. I also want to just thank my collaborators on the 1619 project who are here. Caitlin Roper. Where you at, Caitlin? Are you in here?
Wow.
Okay, Caitlin Roper, Elena Silverman, and then Jake Silverstein. From the moment I pitched the project, they are the ones who worked and helped to shape it into everything that it is. I want to, before I get into kind of my formal remarks, I want to let people know that the exhibit is open now, and we offer, throughout the night, I've curated, along with the DC Public Library staff, what I hope is going to be a very intriguing, fulfilling day, where I gave her her first book on slavery at the age of
Listen.
to my work. But she wasn't ready to go, and she asked, how didn't I know that? And so I started feeling my own creeping shame as I realized that my child, born into a household where we discuss race literally every single day, where books on slavery and racism and Jim Crow cram our bookshelves, where I gave her her first book on slavery at the age of 3. And yet, she too had been indoctrinated by the society outside of the walls of my home into this myth of America. She wanted to know how. How could George Washington have owned slaves? She implored, he was the first president. We were taught he's a great man. How could he be great if he owned people? And in that moment, I watched something in her as a Black girl in America.
You don't get it yet? So she says she gave her daughter books on slavery. 1 second. Are y'all follow me? Do you think that she gave her daughter this book right here? Do y'all know who that is? Do y'all know who that man is right here? You know his painting is in the Philadelphia Art Museum. You know that's in the Philadelphia Art Museum, right? She gave her child, and this is the crazy part, they will pay people and reach out to people. What school did you go to? Okay, now we can bring you in. Bring her in over here. She's going to do exactly what she's okay. So she gave her daughter a book on slavery. But you got to go back. I'm from Philadelphia. I could tell you about it. I'm from Philly, right? So this is the man right here. That's Philadelphia. That's Philly. That's him. We don't know about him. Guess what? I went to Georgetown, to where his house was at. His house is on Georgetown University campus. But nothing about real history. Are y'all getting this yet? This is what I got when I was there. Remember, I told you she's not going to talk about it because he's a Muslim. Georgetown. Yarrow. But you gave your daughter a book on slavery. Think about this for 1 second. Remember what I said. They don't want to talk to somebody who did the research, B. They don't want to talk about somebody who did the real research. So just give me 1 second. If she gave her children books on slavery, why don't they know about the Manding Charter? Okuma Malinke. Why don't they know about this? Do you know inside, and I'm going to put it up here for y'all, okay? This is the Manding Charter. I'm going to post it up, and I'm going to read to y'all to show y'all what took place. You cannot do this and leave out things. If you want to talk about slavery here, we can talk about slavery here because it started over there and then it came here with the Portuguese. So let's put the Manding Charter up here for a minute. And I'll read it to y'all. Now, if you are a scholar and a thorough researcher, please come challenge this information. Let's go. Look up the Manding Charter. So let's read what the Manding Charter says. Now, I'm going to let y'all see it on TikTok. Hunger is not a good thing. Slavery is not a good thing either. Then it goes down and says, no one shall put bites in the mouth of his fellow man to sell him. So who was involved in slavery, B? Who was it? It was black people. We already knew that you didn't know about the Manding Charter. So if all of these beautiful scholars that y'all watch on these platforms ever read the Manding Charter, you would understand it. The same thing is happening until we address these issues. It's going to keep on happening. So that's the Manding Charter. Please look it up and prove me wrong. I'm giving y'all stuff before the Atlantic slave trade, because they keep telling you about the 1619, which slavery did not start around that time frame. You don't get it yet? So, of course, they would bring somebody like Nicole to do what? Keep you asleep. They gotta keep you asleep. So if you're one of those professors and those scholars that's out there, please feel free to jump on the feed with me. 1619? Really? So the 1619 book, honestly, no disrespect in it, is trash, B. It is trash. I have it.
Come unmoored, and an understanding began to take shape that the we, in the we, the people that she had been talking about, did not include her, that story of America did not belong to us. And then she began to ask me about the other heroes of the American story. What about Thomas Jefferson, she asked. Well, yes, and wait, there's more. Not only did he enslave people, I told her, but he enslaved his own children. And so while writing my essay on democracy for the 1619 Project, I found myself engaged with this conversation with my child and trying to explain the grave hypocrisy of a nation founded in 1776, allegedly on ideals of freedom, and how this nation could allow enslavement of 1/5 of its population. And my mind flicked back to my own childhood and my own indoctrination into American mythology, that through the lies and omission transformed a group of elite slaveholders into demigods who led the divine founding of what we were told was the greatest and freest nation in the history of the world.
Whoo, this indoctrination is real, what she's doing, boy. Y'all don't get this yet? Is this registered in y'all brain? This is Yale too. The Shaping of America. The Shaping of America. You see the research people that you got to go back and forth to try to see, but they'll pay her $50,000 because she went to the university. $50,000. This is from 1492 to 1800s. That's America. Is it registering? Not once she would mention about the Moors. Not once she would mention that those people that they captured from those areas were Moors. Y'all get it? Those people were Moors. They were not black people. You became black later on. Let's go a little further. Y'all ready? I'm just walking y'all through some history. This is the dissertation. This is the video live with it. Let's go. The Moors of Guinea. Same book. Portuguese in West Africa. So how are you going to take one part of the history, not even the real history, and tell the real history of all of this? Boy, somebody getting paid, Brother Jamal. Someone's getting paid. It is not Sabir Bey. The Moors of Guinea. It's not me, but you can put me in a room with Nicole and we can have this. We can present the facts. Now, I'm going to do this again. Bear with me. For you latecomers, I'm going to put this up here. Let's go back and see what it takes to do a dissertation online. So, yes, you can do a video online, video dissertation in modern universities, right? Dissertations where the final product is a film, documented, or recorded multimedia project rather than a traditional written text. So this is what I'm doing right here. You can look this up for yourself. So you would have to be in the room. Let's go back and find out how many people. Writing dissertations typically takes about 6 to 18 months. I did more than 6 to 18 months. I can do one on law. I can do one on history. I can do one on all of these subject matters. I literally can. If you put me in a room, give me 2 days, I'll do a whole law one. I am a jurist. 6 to 18 months. Focus on drafting, revisiting, revising, but total varies dramatically based on your degree. They didn't say, oh, let me see how many people they said it takes. So, a dissertation is evaluated by a dissertation committee consisting of 3 to 5 faculty members. Any faculty members on this feed? Any faculty members? Want to test me? Anybody that's in a university? Anybody? I didn't get nobody to support me yet, so what the hell? Nobody supported me yet, because you know why? Because you're not about the truth. And I'm starting to really see that now. It's not about the truth anymore, big. So I'm going to move more towards them, because they probably be the ones that would pay me. But then again, this is the thing about them. They would try to silence everything you're saying. Shh. You got to be like her. Don't you say anything. Don't you tell the people the truth. Don't you tell them that they were Moors and we destroyed the Moors and now you're black. You're a black person. Well, let's go a little further. Let's see if we can find something else. Let's pull up some more. Somebody should put at Hannah Nicole Jones. So, remember I told you about the research, right? The first Moors. Hold on, let me see if I can pull this up. The first blacks were called blackamoors. The first blacks were called blackamoors. Nigars and nigars. The word Negro is what? Spanish and Portuguese. Oh my God. So it's Spanish and Portuguese. So before you would call a Negro and a ninja, you're black. Black is a English term, a Middle English term. It's a Middle English word. So before you were called black or a Negro, you are a Moor. Too plain. Hold up. Okay, let's go here. What book would that be? Remember, primary sources, secondary sources. Before the Mayflower. So let me give y'all the rundown on how this works, okay? Let's see how this works. Told you, you can't tell the truth. You cannot tell truth. There's no reward in telling the truth. You see that? He started at 1619. This is what black people start their history at, 1619. But if you really did some research, they were not called black people. They dropped the whole Moor part and kept the black right there. Let's go a little further. Let me see if we're gonna make it. Is it making sense to everybody on the feed? Let me know. Am I doing good? Because this is going to be chopped up and it's going to be sent out the script. The most ancient names for so-called black people are Nasu or Nubian, Ethiopian, and more from ancient Egypt, or Negro or Negretta from West Africa. All the above native words, right, are native African words. Negro is probably the oldest. Remember, I told you got to have secondary sources and primary sources when you're doing your research. Secondary and primary. We don't even know why we call ourselves black people, but let's go down a little further. Black and colored, like white, are on the other hand, European words. Ethiopian and more was popularly used to describe the so-called blacks until when? The 1500s. Where's your research at on this, Sabir? Where's your sources at? I'm going to give you the source. Let's go back further. We're going to go back further, okay? We're going to go take you back to Portugal one more time. Let's go back to Portugal. This is in Portugal, in a museum. So was it black people or Moors that they captured? The conquest from Lisbon from the Moors. Oh, that was in 1147. They wasn't calling people blacks back then. They were not calling nobody blacks back then. Not at all. So how did you get from being the Moor to the so-called black man? How did that happen? This is in Portugal. So let me show you another one. Again, this is 1373. Pay attention to the timeline. Pay attention. 1373. Again, conquered from who? Not the black man. It's from the Moors by King Alfonso in 1147. Now, all of these places I've been. Then it goes a little further. Now we hit 1619. Let's hit 1619 real quick. Get it? This is when they start y'all history. So when somebody goes there, finds this and say, okay, it makes a lot of sense then. So they was bringing the people from Portugal into the United States of these Americas, even though a lot of us been here, but we're not going to get into that. We're just focusing on the beginning. Okay, we're going to go back to the beginning because remember, this is my dissertation. It's going to be broken down to the very last compound. This is the map in the archives of the Indies. Are y'all following it? You never saw that map before. So, when you're sitting with these people, you're going to have to present your facts, and you can't pull nothing up online. You're going to literally have to present facts to these people if you sit in front of these people as a faculty member in presenting facts and research. So that's the map. You see the current Lisbon, Seville, 1492. But you got 1619 project telling y'all about slavery. Hold up. And I wish I'm gonna do a presentation. I'm gonna show y'all the pictures, the heads of all of those people that was inside there. And they look like you and I, B. Okay, different shades. So again, this is the archives right here. Once again, so all of this is being recorded, y'all. So I'm gonna take the transcript and convert the transcript into writing. This is 120 something degree weather when I was there. It's called the Archives of the Indies. And when you take this with you, you understand the destruction of the Indies. So we were back and forth with all of this. And I told everybody, if you really want to know about history, y'all should get this book called Africa versus America. I keep trying to tell y'all, I know this is too much reading for some of y'all. Like my brother Flash Flood said, you make my head hurt, Sabir. But if you really want to know, y'all should purchase this off of me. I do have copies of it. This is my beat up version. This I always have a beat up version of something. But it's called Africa versus America. So let me explain that particular book. Right? Do you know that book is in UCLA? It sits in UCLA in the Spanish version of it. The Spanish version. I have the English and the Spanish version of that book. I found it when I was actually going overseas, and when I was in Spain, I was trying to find the book because I heard about the story. But this is the book right here. You won't have to pay $4.28, but it's good investment. You should invest in it. I'm gonna be real with y'all. You should invest in it. So books is like capital. They last long as a house. Everybody should have it. If you really want to have an argument with somebody, man, everybody should have that book. And if you want to purchase it, let me know. Email me. This is the Spanish version of it. I could tell you the story about the lady that wrote it. Everybody should have it. So you should be investing in these type of things, people, because it's not severe. I'm doing this so I can send it out to institutions like universities and see if we can have these types of conversations. So if you would like to purchase it, you can email me at sabirbayradio@gmail.com, because I know majority of y'all on this feed, none of y'all on this feed support it what I'm doing right now. Okay, so there's another book I have, which is $3,000. I have this book too. Remember I told you I have books that cost more than your mortgage and your car note. I have this book too. Why would somebody sell a book for $3,000? I have this. Dred Scott. Why, if the Dred Scott case was over, why would they charge $3,000 for a book? Make it make sense. Make that make sense. Why would they charge? I have it. Why would they charge $3,000 for a book? Research. All right. Let's go back a little further about what happened in Portugal. And I'm going to take another quick break, y'all. Where we at? Hour and 33 minutes in. Let's go back to Portugal once again. This is in a place called Faro. This is Faro. And it talks about the arms of sovereignty. And this is the 7 castles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you go over here, you'll see it says conquered, the 7 castles conquered from the Moors by King Alfonso. So if you want to know what took place in Portugal before you was called Negro, Black, and Colored, holla at your boy. I'll go up against any of these so-called wannabe Black scholars. So please share the videos out. And I'm going to take a quick break again. And please smash the like button. And please hit the support button. Okay? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Now, if anybody wants to join the feed, you can definitely join the feed with me. Okay? Hit the link. If you're a scholar in the university or professor in the university, please hit the link and come on and talk with me, because I'm going to play Nicole Hannah again. Let's go.
1492, you came upon the shores. 700 years, educated by the Moors. 17th century, genocide in the gun. Their passage blessed to market the Africans. You gotta do the damn research, baby. You gotta do 1492, you came upon the shores. 700 years, educated by the Moors. 17th century, genocide in the gun. Their passage blessed to market the African. 1492, you came upon the shores. 700 years, educated by the Moors. 17th century, genocide in the gun. Their passage blessed to market the African.
Wow, somebody just actually DM me said, would you sit with a professor in the university? Yes, if a professor wanted to interview me, or matter of fact, it could be 5 professors can interview me on any of my research. Any of my research, not these YouTube wannabe scrollers. I take the professors that would like to interview me, and we can record it. And again, that will be the dissertation again too, because this is one. So this is going to be broken down. And shout out to my sister Ashley. I can't forget her. Ashley, we doing a book right now, right? And my sister said, "Yo, Sabir, I'm at 60 something pages right now in this particular book." She's at 60 something pages. You know what Damon Dash said? Dame Dash said he partnered with people. He don't have AIDS. I partner with people. So my sister Ashley took it upon herself, and she's doing this book, and it's going to be. She said, "I've never seen a book. I don't know where she's at right now, but she said I've never seen a book put together like this." She said, "I'm at 60 something pages, Sabir. All I need is your footages of your live footages." So she's an artist, and what she does, she draws the artwork. And she said, "All I need is your footages now, your real footage like this, so I can put inside the book and you tell the story of the places you've been." She said, "I've never seen a book put together like this." So shout out to my sister Ashley. I don't know when the book is going to be finished, but she's on her game, B. Sis is like, she said, "I got you inside the oldest university in the world." We don't even know the oldest university in the world is in Morocco. You're not even being taught that in school. Did y'all know that the oldest university is in Morocco? I did a book on it. Y'all should get that book too. These are lesson books, but the book she's doing is going to be crazy, bruh. So this is the lesson book I did when I was in Morocco. So this is the oldest university in the world. If anybody from X, TikTok would like to purchase this book, you can email me and I can send it to you. Okay? I can forward it to you. But these are the things that honestly our people really should be focusing on. I'm not here and I don't have an agenda because I'm not part of no organization or no group. My mission has always been to give y'all the truth, no matter who it hurts. So, again, if you would like to purchase the book, if you did not donate, which nobody did, you can actually get the books. And so if you never supported what I'm doing, don't ever come to my feed and think you can steal content, because the crazy part about this, somebody's going to challenge y'all on this. And I'm going to be real with y'all. And I'm talking to a lot of you Moors. Someone's going to challenge you Moors. So all of you Moors that keep saying that this is El Morocco because you heard somebody say this was El Morocco and just look at the words. If you sit in front of someone who is really skilled and know geography and traveled the world, they're going to challenge you. I have to do this. Percy said this to me last night. Percy said, Sabir, but you got to be the one to tell it. Somebody's going to challenge you Moors on all of this. Was this part of Africa? No doubt. That's a fact. No doubt. And if you got the book Africa versus America, you will understand. If you really read this book, if you did the research on her and the documents that she found in her parents' basement, you will get it. So I'm on the phone with Percy, and we're going back and forth. And he said, well, Sabir, somebody got to tell the truth so we can nip it in the bud, because you got Moors on platforms saying this was Morocco and this was this and that was that. No. You think you better know? I've done a lot of research, brother. A lot of in-depth research from books to traveling. Some of these Moors sound just like Nicole Hannah, this sister right here. A lot of them are sounding like her. As you think your information is correct. No, I'm showing you the facts. I'm showing you the primary sources and secondary sources, not what Sabir Bey believes, because I don't need you to believe anything I'm saying. Once you do your own research and you travel, you see it. Are you following me? Let's move forward again with this sister.
$5. That's how much I'm hoping you'll contribute to our campaign to take back Texas. $5 to defeat.
I'm Wesley Morris, and this is Cannonball. When something big happens in this country, something that feels important in terms of who we are, I always need some time to sit with it and to think about how it fits into the larger story of the Grammys for Record and Song of the Year. You and I have not played this. I mean, I do remember trying to imagine what people were going to think, right? Like my bank, like the place where my money is currently right now, the place I do investments was also involved in the slave trade. Well, of course it was. If it was there then and it's here now, then the answer is yes. But I also remember that, you and I have talked about this not infrequently, but there was that day that we closed the issue. And I remember I had to catch a train, and you stayed till the bitter end. And I left at about 2 p.m. and we hugged each other. Mm-hmm. And it was, I don't know. I felt like that hug was about a lot of things, but one of them was I felt like something was going to change. And I don't know what that really was going to be. What was that about for you, do you think? Because we got really emotional.
Yes.
And I don't think it was stress. I mean, it wasn't for me.
It was definitely.
Let me explain this to y'all. This is what I mean about the sensationalism. He said something about banks, right? Bear with me 1 second. I want y'all to see the difference between scholars and scrollers, right? Give me 1 second. Scholars and scrollers. So he's talked about bank. I'm going to ask y'all a question. Okay? Give me 1 second. What if I had it up here before? Where's it at? What if I showed y'all something? Would you believe me? Give me 1 second. Do you know how many insurance companies had their hands in slavery? Do y'all? I have a book on it. Give me 1 second. I have a list of all the insurance companies that had their hand in slavery. All the insurance companies, and everybody's still paying insurance. But you talking about, here you go. Let me. And remember, I told you they don't want to talk to me. They don't want to talk to me. He talked about banks, right? Let me pull up this insurance companies who had their hand in slavery. How many people saw this before? It's 34 pages. California Department of Insurance, Slavery Ever Insurance Registry. These are the people that had slaves. So do you think that they would pull these people up and talk about slavery? Do y'all know? And they talk about banks had their hand in slavery. Let me give y'all another name, okay? I'm showing you the difference how you do research, okay? So they make it seem like every white person had their hand in slavery. So let me. I'm gonna pull something else. I want y'all to research this, okay? You know about Chase Bank, right? So now bear with me. How many people know who this man is right here? Solomon P. Chase. Do you know the history behind that man? Solomon P. Chase? Now go look it up. I'm showing you how they would put people like Nicole Hannah Jones in front of y'all. It's a reason why. And they talk about banks had their hand in slavery. Go look him up. You ain't got to believe me. Go look him up. And then look up the insurance companies and see how many of y'all still paying insurance. Y'all don't get it yet? Solomon P. Chase. Look him up. The institution originally founded as Chase National Bank in 1877. He was an abolitionist. Did y'all know that? Are y'all catching this yet? I know. Y'all know what the truth. You want that fairy tale 1619 project, bro. But if you really wanted to deal with slavery, you'll search and see what insurance company. Y'all talking about banks, but y'all not going to take your money out their banks. You ain't going to take your money out their banks. But I have this document too, if y'all would like to get this document from me. I have that one too. So again, when you're dealing with research and facts, which again, Black people do not care about, you will bring people on like Nicole, because she went to a so-called, I guess, a HBCU. And she sounds good. I got a degree. Now we're gonna push you out here because you have a degree.
I mean, part of it a little.
Dude, guess how much it cost me to make sure my family gets $1 million if something ever happens to me? You'll never guess.
Traveling out of town to grab a copy, and people were wanting to buy multiple copies. So that first edition like sold out. They did like an extra run
I remember
of
that.
the copies of the magazine. And then you started seeing people were holding events. Like even the day it came out, I was dropping by people's parties where they were like, I was like, oh, you're doing something down in Lower Manhattan? I'll be there. I made like 5 stops into like people's events around, like their organic events around this piece, and people who didn't know it was coming, like going in there.
This is sad, man. So honestly, it is really no hope for y'all. Let's go forward. I'm just showing y'all her.
For Black Americans, photography.
There's no Black.
Working on, the magazine, agreed to spend countless hours really helping us come up with the photography to illustrate the book. I want to briefly. So photography, of course, is always important, but it was particularly been important for Black Americans. Photography gets invented right before slavery ends, and it becomes this very powerful tool for abolitionists because they were taking photos of.
No, that's not true. Did you hear what she said? Did anybody hear what she said? Did you hear what she said? Oh, um, let me help you out. Are y'all ready? So I'm going to show y'all again facts. Facts. Let me wind this back one more time. I want you to pay attention to what she just said. I'm going to show you the difference between scholars and scrollers. Listen up again, what she said.
Always important, but it was particularly been important for Black Americans. Photography gets invented right before slavery ends, and it becomes this very powerful tool for abolitionists because they were taking photos of enslaved people, and somewhat ironically, some of the images that really put fire into the abolitionist movement were images of children who looked white.
Are you getting this? You heard what she said? So let me take y'all to who started it, wise. Bear with me. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I want y'all to look up the father of camera, Ibn al-Haytham. Please, somebody look him up. Oh, y'all don't get this yet? Please look it up. Go look up Ibn Haytham. Right? Just pay attention. Go look him up. You see the difference and how this go? Let's go. It's called the camera obscura. Let's pull it up for 1 second. And they always got to put the image up. So just bear with me 1 second.
The camera wasn't invented in Europe during the Renaissance like they teach you in school. An Islamic scientist named Ibn al-Haytham built the first camera in 1021 AD, and Europeans literally used his designs for centuries while taking all the credit. This is exactly how Western history rewrote the narrative to hide Islamic achievements. Here are 3 mind-blowing inventions they don't want you to know about. First, meet Ibn al-Haytham, who invented the camera obscura 800 years before Europeans even understood how vision worked. He built dark rooms with tiny holes that projected perfect images on walls, basically creating the first cameras. Meanwhile, European scholars still believed that sight worked by invisible rays shooting out of human eyes like Superman. But it gets even more insane. Al-Haytham wrote the Book of Optics, describing lenses, mirrors, and how light actually behaves. He invented reading glasses and magnifying glasses 300 years before Europeans discovered them. European vision science was literally just guessing that eyes shot magical beams at objects to see them. The most incredible thing, Al-Haytham used the scientific method to prove everything through experiments, not just theories. He tested how light travels, how lenses focus images, and how the human eye actually works. Europeans were still getting their science from ancient Greek books without ever testing anything themselves. Your smartphone camera exists because of principles Ibn al-Haytham discovered 1,000 years ago. Every photograph, every movie, every video call uses the camera obscura principle he invented. Modern optics and the entire photography industry started with his experiments in medieval Baghdad, not Renaissance Europe. So next time someone talks about European innovation, remember, they were using Islamic optical science for centuries. The camera was invented in the Islamic Golden Age while Europe was still in the Dark Ages. Which of these optical discoveries shocked you most?
This is, oh, y'all don't get it yet? And believe me, this is the type of information that if I was in the room with Nicole Hannah, I will present these facts. This is why when I started this video, the reason why you don't hear anything about the people because they were Muslims. So when the brother said to me, can you do a live dissertation? Did I do good, people? Let me know if I did good. Did I do good? Presenting my research and facts? Did I do good with my facts? So this is going to be broken down. So if I'm sitting in a room with all of these people and you are questioning me on my research, and I'm giving you sources on top of sources on top of sources on top of sources with facts behind them. And this is why Black people will run, because I'm not saying I'm Black. I do not care who you get in any Black university, any HBCU, even Henry Louis Gates. You can have Henry Louis Gates interview me. You can go get me 1 or 2 people in any university, and I will present my facts to you. I don't know why people believe or think that I pour stuff up online. I don't do that. I'm going straight to the source, B, and I'm going to present my facts step by step. Black people, and again, in the United States, this is not a joke. People are laughing at you, B. You're the joke, and you're the secret. You're the secret. You are, because they know you better than you know yourself. So, can I get, hold on, let me show you one more time before we go back. I got to do this again. Can I get people to commit to drop 50 to 100 in my Zelle, okay, Cash App or PayPal right now? And if you do, please put it in the chat box if you donate, okay? So what we're going to do, put it in, this is my information, SabirBeyRadio@gmail.com. Again, I don't get super chats, people. I don't get AdSense because I have to, my channel is not monetized because of what I talk about. So I ask everybody from TikTok to X to Facebook, because I got a bunch of people on these feeds. You can, I know all of y'all have a Zelle or PayPal or Apple Pay or Cash App. Every last one of y'all have one of those components that you can support. This is the job. This is the job, and this is the mission. So I did this video so that I can put something together, because I don't have the means to be doing all these things, people, because it costs me a lot juggling I have 2 new children, B, so juggling a lot of these things, it costs me a lot. Okay. Yeah, so I did it, and I try not to go into their universities, B, to actually, but if they called me, I'm open, I'm free for it. Okay. This is another book I have, State by State, History of Race and Racism in the United States. List the Moor as the first documented enslaved person of African descent. So I'm going to play some music and see who wants to do it first. And if you do, you can let me know. You don't have to tell me how much. You can just say, I just donated. Okay. So let's play some music, y'all, before we roll out. And I hope I did good. Hope I did good. So let's get this thing rolling. Let's go. I'm gonna see how much y'all really was paying attention, how much y'all really there for the people who's putting information in.
To the best of my knowledge, I guess that I'm fresh on what I manifest. I never pretend. What's going on, John? Don't care, what's the purpose of you stopping me?
Yo, man, kicked around. You was just kicking at me a while ago.
I'll wax and maim, rappers who proclaim to be the epitome of this game. Fighting like a hard, rugged and rough, soft like butter, creamy like a puff on the mic. No sense, no evidence. Just listen to the gangster and I will convince all that my power of speech. The title of the gangster they try to impeach, but it is protected by the black and the red. It's not true. All gangsters are dead. Not a gangster with a gun doing crime, none of that. Killer MC with the rhyme, cause I'm a gangster of rap. In fact, exact, I'm a dominant black. Coming full force on and power that's back. For all the party people, this is a fact. For all the pioneers, I'm going way back, way back, way back, way back.
That is funky, funky, funky fresh.
Yo,
You can just keep kicking that. We'll be alright to 88. Dig it.
Going way back to the early days of 75 and the black space. Chilling with my homeboy, Muscle Man Ron, and the Boogie Down Boss, BKA P-Lon. It was a privilege for people to see. Fair bottle, and 23 on a Friday night. The boys would come running to hear Big B. That was shocking and stunning. In the hill. Not a thing was chill. Sound masters on the loose and acting ill. Uptown, every weekend rock. Even 131 or around that block, but anywhere uptown. You always heard the sound. Hip hop, funky beats, MCs getting down. The truth, I swear, admit and declare. The Bronx was the first. I know I was there. The beats were dope. The sound was on. By the way, saying peace to my brother Mel Quan. Dedications have a little bit more. The L Brothers, Grand Wizard Theodore, where we used to ill with the young sound masters in Castle Hill. I could keep going on more and more with Breakout and Baron and the funky.
Brother Ty, why are you always saying classic, brother? I asked y'all a question. Support, brother. That's okay. Support.
On the other side of town, the mics in the hands, the lecherous, treacherous, also the petrous MCs, cold in command. And if you listen to that, for an actual fact, for all the pioneers, I'm going way back.
Word. Now you know, I know. This is KRS with Just Ice.
Yo.
Talk about dope beats. Yo, Just kick me one more verse, please.
Let's rest. So I can take off breath, cause I'm bearing the truth and nothing less. No disrespect intended, but I have to show you. If I didn't say your name, that means I did not know you. To know you to the point, to make it clear. If I don't say your name, that means you was not there. It's true. I'm from the old school. I'm the professor, and they are my pupils. I teach and never preach. Not a bloodsucker, parasite, or a leech. I'm telling you how it was or is. The Bronx is the home for the hip-hop kids a long time ago. When I was raising hell with the nappy head of hair at the age of 12, I saw and heard crews that rock. The rock crushes monsters, break out Sasquatch. You're not familiar with the funky sound. That proves it right there. You wasn't down. Had to earn a position and do hard work. You can ask school work on my man Red Alert. Because he knows for sure about Flash, Easy Mash, and the Furious 4. I'll run off some names with no offense. Listen up real close as I commence. My man Cool Fish, homeboy Trey D, and Frisky Fritz. Wonderful sincere in the atmosphere. Almighty KG at Union Square. Dr. Keith rock on, and my man Shala rock up. B-I-K-R-S. Definitely, we would rock, and I can't forget my homeboy Dig Not. It's the truth for an actual fact. For all the pioneers, I'm going way back.
Well, I think that's about far back as we can go.
So I thank everybody, and I thank the people. I thank everybody for not supporting. So I told you, if you supported what I just did and donated to the show, I would have said thank you. So this was my dissertation, and I thank y'all for so much I did. It's 2 hours of it. So I don't need pats on my backs, baby. I don't need pats on the back. Again, don't call somebody a sellout when somebody said, look, they gave you over 25 years of their life giving this information to people with facts and receipts. So don't call somebody a sellout when they walk away from you if somebody giving them $50,000 to $100,000, okay? I got to go. It was real, people. Share the videos out. And if you still want to try to donate to it, the information is right there. All right. I got to go. Peace. This is my dissertation, baby. I did it already. I got more to come, baby. Peace.
I-M-A-M-C. Are you one too? You spell it out as each letter I said to you. I-M-A-M-C. Are you one too? That's the title of the project that I'm sending to you. It's a message to MCs that whatever you do, keep your skills tight. The future is dependent on you. Never spit for only money or what they handing to you. Spit for the people. Try to predict what your man gonna do. Get hungry on them. Look at rappers with a cannibal view. I roll with an animal crew and we battle the few. But these days I'm spitting in the party after it's through. Cypher style, getting it in with a spectacular view. You ain't attacking the crew. In fact, we clapping at you. I wish they would so I can snap these rappers in two. I be rapping from the south up the Kalamazoo. Smacking rappers around like the tennis rackets they do. I be spitting what's legitimate, factual, actual, and true. Put the mic down for another sound I'm not gonna do. I was there in the beginning, I'll be there when it's through. I-M-A-M-C, are you one too? I-M-A-M-C, are you one too? If you got a chance to spit it, what you gonna do? I'm too hot to handle, too hot for fans too. When I spit my MC like they say, we cram to understand you. I stay hot like the Sudan do. Open your mind, I plan to. With real knowledge, nothing you can't do. Knowledge reigns supreme on these fakers, I trample. Show up at the spot while they mumble and ramble. Pull out the wax, burn these rappers down like a candle. Watching them scramble, this is just a little example. The street teacher type, at the peak of hype, the leader type, the street preacher type, culture keeper, divine speaker type, truth seeker type, deeper type, seeking freedom type, the eager type, KRS-One, that's what he is like, making sure the family eating right while we seeking light. Real skill when I squeeze the mic, you gonna see tonight. 146 in Broadway, that's the throwback. Broadway RT 86, that's where the show's at. Jump on the mic with no skill, you get your nose cracked. Me, I was drilling them, killing them, man, you know that. All across 110th Street, Bobby Womack. Young and saying that's the OG, that's that old cat. That's the teacher speaking that new rap and old rap. I'm giving you your heritage back, youngin', hold that. I-M-A-M-C, are you one too? I like the sound of it. Only a few heads ever come around this shit. No getting around this shit, I'm pounding it. When I add rock, I get so beastie, boy. I start growling spit. You drowning in it. My flow is like the OG Kush. You loving every ounce that you get. I made it out of the pit. No clam and no click. This may be Run's house, but I'm the handyman pulling hammers real quick. You can't touch this with a hand or a grip. Rappers avoiding the smoke like a cigarette after it's lit. I spit the tactical, mathematical, actual shit. After I spit, it's a grip I'm about to go get. Got skills? You a rapper? This the question for you. I-M-A-M-C, are you one too? Turn to your friends and
Yes, I gotta go. It was real. Share the video, share the love, and have a wonderful evening on purpose. Reach out.